Hey guys, I'm Danilo and I just want to wish you all a happy holidays and a happy new year. I hope we're all ready to get into 2022. I know I'm excited today because it's actually new camera day for me, and to be more specific, it's more like new camera decade. Because for the past 10 years, I've been shooting all my video and photos primarily on my main piece of kit, which has been a crop sensor Canon 60D. Now, as much as I love that camera, that's my baby, the list of shortcomings has grown so long that I don't care to say them all here. I'll probably list them on the screen here for you. But, basically 10 years it has been long due for an upgrade. As I kind of started to do my research on cameras, I found that I was kind of coming out of a cave of photography and videography that I haven't seen in 10 years. So the landscape has basically totally changed since I last went shopping for an SLR camera. That being said, as much as I'm used to being a Canon user and the Canon interface and everything that comes along with it, the force with Sony has definitely been strong with me. Coming from a perspective of someone who's going to take videos and photos, be it from family events to these YouTube videos, and also not being a professional. Basically, I'm gonna have one piece of kit that's gonna be my one and only to try and do everything. Sony just released their new A7IV, and this was gonna be the one that I would choose as my personal rig for the next several years going forward. Hopefully not the next 10 years this time. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start this unboxing. We're gonna go ahead and start with the Sigma, and I can get a little bit into why I chose this lens with the Sony. So getting into the box here. So here it is, guys, pulling it out of the bag. Wow, the first thing I immediately felt was the nice cold metal here at the base of the lens. Again, one reason I got this is because out of everything I was comparing it with, this one by far seemed to have the best build quality. At least in terms of your control surfaces, everything that you touch. The focus ring is, oh man, it's got good resistance, but it is perfectly smooth. It doesn't kind of stop or you don't have to it's not like stuck when it's in place. It goes smoothly. For the zoom here, oh, again, it's like butter with the zoom. It's got a good amount of resistance, but it doesn't get stuck when it's at a stopped position. You do have your manual and autofocus buttons too, so a lot of features on this lens. You do get the focus lock button that you can customize to be whatever you want it to be, and you've also got, as we saw, the lens lock button. It's going to keep it from doing that until you decide to pull on the zoom ring here. I do like that with the Sigma. It did come with this really cool carrying case, so that's a nice surprise. I did not know that it came with that. This is the best lens that I've had. I mean, the plastics here have a kind of like a matte, maybe rubberized kind of texture on it, just a little bit. But it's definitely a quality plastic. You've got a really nice solid metal kind of brushed base around here, and again, the focus and zoom rings feel so nice and premium. The rubber is nice and elevated and grippy. So there has been one reported issue with this lens, and it seems to have affected the earlier batches, and they should have fixed it by the time I got this batch, looking at the serial number that I have. But apparently this lens does tend to accumulate dust over time, actually rather quickly from what I've seen. But again, these newer revisions should have that issue fixed. I did get a kit lens with the Sony just to have something small for $200, just to have another lens as a backup in case I have to send this in for cleaning or anything else that might happen to it. I could have for $200, I could have a quick backup to use for the camera in case my main lens is down. I am using this. I'm planning to use it right now as my main lens for the A7. It's got a good, standard focal range of 20 to 70, so it should be all I need for now. And what really sold me on this lens is I've got a fixed aperture of 2.8 all the way through the range of this lens, and that's gonna be really beautiful for me. Again, remember, I'm coming from a crop sensor 10-year-old camera that does not process low light well at all above any kind of decent ISO range. So I think this is going to be a nice upgrade for me, and I definitely wanted to capitalize on getting the best light and best light quality that I could from my lens. I'm really excited because it's now time to open the Sony A7 that I have been basically waiting 10 years for. Let's go ahead and see what's in there. We've got quite neatly packaged, and I do get a strap, which is cool. I'm assuming we've got batteries in here. Oh, this is the adapter, okay. And we do have the battery here now. And we've got the standard 28-70 f4 non-fixed aperture lens, but again, this will be the the lens cap kind of just came right off, so it wasn't screwed on so tight here. But again, yeah, this is more to, you know, be more of a backup in case my main lens gets busted somehow. And to be honest, maybe when I'm traveling with it, you know, I might be carrying this a couple times when I'm traveling around in the daytime or something like that, just because of the size. So now it's time to go ahead and bust out the main attraction here. Oh man, and here it is. Oh boy. So it has been packed with the screen out. I would have assumed that the screen would have been shipped in the covered position, so that's a little weird. But I don't see any like fingerprints or anything like that, so I doubt that it's been opened and used already. They kind of just came out. One thing I do immediately notice, I have played with the Sony A7 IIIs in the store. One thing that I didn't like compared to the Canons, even the smaller forms like the 60Ds, is that the grip for me was not substantial enough on the older Sony A7 model. I did see that this new model has a extended grip. I've never felt one before, but holding it here right in my hand, it feels immediately better. I can definitely work with this. So I'm actually really, first thing I wanted to do was put my hand on this grip. It feels really great. I'm used to a really nice chunky Canon grip. I do have, I'm a small person, but I do have longer fingers, piano playing fingers. So I do really appreciate the nice grip on this camera. It has a good weight to it too without the battery. We do have a new kind of button, or I'm sorry, a control configuration here at the top. I think one of them is customizable to whatever you want it to be. But I do like that, even though we have a nice thick grip here, I do like that the overall form factor is small. It's certainly smaller than the R6 that I also, the Canon R6 that I also tried in the store. It doesn't look bigger, that much bigger in photos, but when you hold the Canon equivalent in the store, the R6 specifically, it's definitely very heavy and very chunky compared to the Sony A7. So let's go ahead and take off the cover here. Yeah, we do have the sensor. I'm so happy to go to full frame. This is going to be a game changer for me, I'm telling you. The A7IV does have the ability to cover up the sensor. Shipped, it does not have the doors closed on it, but I do like that you do have kind of a cover there on the sensor. That's a really good feature that it's going to be really nice when changing lens and whatnot. So let's go ahead. I definitely want to see what this really nice chunky Sigma is going to look like on the A7. This lens definitely does make it a little front heavy, but again, you know, you're usually going to be using the zoom and maybe the focus rings on it, so you will usually have a hand here on the lens, right? It really looks beautiful. I mean, sorry, I know it's not about the aesthetic of it, but shot here for you. The lens looks really premium on this camera. It looks like it's made for this camera. I was kind of worried about going to Sigma or Tamron rather than using the official Sony glass. So at least from right now, I haven't played with it yet, but I will. It looks like a premium lens that really pairs up well with the A7IV here. A vlogging style kind of shot. It is definitely, I will say it is definitely heavy, but you know, I'll have a nice 24mm to capture my, you know, everything, my face and a couple things around me, so that's gonna be nice. It is a little bit of a heavy setup to vlog with though. So in terms of accessories, again, we got a battery, we got a wall outlet, and we didn't get like a battery charger like we do with the Canon, so I'm assuming what's happening is that we're gonna charge it I guess directly on the wall. That's kind of what I'm assuming here, which is kind of a nice feature. You don't have to have an extra battery cable or a battery adapter before I end this unboxing portion, I definitely do want to show you again with the kit lens on. Little side lens to have, but yeah, maybe I'll take this traveling with me on 1 or 2 trips, just to lighten the load a little bit. But that's being said, that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to get this on the street and maybe get some test shots for you guys. Definitely want to do an initial impressions video with this camera, but I definitely know I don't have enough time with it to do that yet. So I want to get some more time with it and hopefully get that out with you soon. But so far, my initial impressions have been awesome. I'm really loving this thing. Of course, I've been using it every day for about the week that I've had it. I do like the initial build quality of the camera. I love the look of it. I love the magnesium alloy body. I love that all the buttons are very solid and tactile. The flip out screen is a really nice must-have, you know, to have all of this and I can touch it. But to start out, I just wanted to take a bit of test footage. The past week that I've had it, it's literally been cloudy and overcast all day. But you know, I kind of bit the bullet on that and still took it out anyway, tried to get the best shots that I could. I wanted to just see what it looks like basically out of the box. I also was interested, now that I have a 4K capable camera, to see how it would look like in 4K scaled down to 1080p, because I still am releasing videos in the 1080p format, but I definitely wanted to see if a 4K downscaled to 1080 would give a boost to my footage that way. Also, if you've seen any of my past videos, I pretty much do a lot of product reviews so far on my channel, so I definitely wanted to kind of test it in that limelight and also test it in a family setting, because this again is going to be my daily camera, so I definitely wanted to test it in the dynamic setting as a family person as well. Being a new Sony shooter, I definitely wanted to try out the relatively new Cinetone that's been introduced to the A7 line. It is one color tone that requires a little bit less color grading and should be real nice out of the box. So I am presenting these in Cinetone with very mild color corrections in Final Cut Pro. So that being said, I'll leave you guys with a couple of test shots. I hope to come back with initial impressions video and hopefully more content with the Sony A7. Again, this is going to be my primary camera, so pretty much every video you see from here on out is going to be shot with this. Let's roll the footage. So that pretty much wraps it up. I was just too excited. I had to share some footage with you guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you did like the video, please like and please subscribe. I definitely have more content coming for you guys in the future. Take care of yourselves, have fun, and I will see you guys on the next one. See you later.